is Freya, and this is my daily vlog, day number 2, and I'm here with my best friend Grace and my boyfriend Steve, and today we're going to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to all of our hearts: video games.
Yay!
You know, we've all grown up and experienced video games in some way, whether it was playing them all the time or playing them only when we could go over friends' houses, yada yada. So we're all going to talk about our experiences with video games and what video games mean to us and what some of our favorite consoles and games are that have shaped us. Steve, do you want to go first?
You have a lot
If
to
you
say
put me on the
subject.
spot
Yeah.
like that, but I've been playing video games since I could basically pick up a controller. My parents bought themselves an NES and an SNES with the intentions on playing video games themselves and not really caring what I did with them. I ended up taking them over, essentially. My favorite video game of all time is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, of
Good
course.
choice.
Naturally. But as much as I love the Legend of Zelda series, I feel like I have a much larger connection to the Mario Brothers series and will often engage in political conversations about the government of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Which is worth discussing.
Of course, yeah.
And Grace just doesn't get why we have deep discussions about video game world.
because I didn't grow up with video games like you guys did.
Yeah, but it's world building though. I mean, when you just thinking about the characters and stuff, it's world building and it's fun to talk about.
I guess I can do that with movies.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
books in particular.
It's like making headcanons for yourself, but the headcanons are based on what you know about the game and the characters and the things. So yeah, and you do that with movies and
Right.
you
or
do it with-
books.
Yeah.
I mostly do it with books because that's all I grew up on was books and nothing else. I mean, I grew up in Waldorf school where most of the kids I grew up with didn't even have TVs.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't have cable until I was 13 years old.
Neither did I.
But,
Which is a whole other discussion for another day.
Right. As it is, what I currently find myself bouncing between as far as video games go, Hyrule Warriors, Majora's Mask 3D, Skyrim, Fallout 4, or Fallout 3 in New Vegas, Binding of Isaac, Terraria, Smash Bros.
So you had a good mix of like popular games,
Yeah.
indie games, Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Why is Nintendo important to you?
Oh God, why wouldn't it be? Nintendo is what I grew up with, and I've been a staunch supporter since I was very little. I mean, I didn't really compete in the whole Sega Nintendo wars of the early '90s because I had both consoles, but the clear bias was for Nintendo. And then once the other console wars started happening and people were like, oh, Nintendo's kitty shit. No, it's not. Fuck you.
Nintendo's iconic, damn it.
Yeah. Nintendo is amazing, and it feels like home. And that's why I continue to support Nintendo.
Aw.
How sentimental.
So Grace, why don't you go next? Tell us about your experience with video games, your favorite consoles and games, and why video games are important to you.
Well, I grew up on mostly books when I was younger, and video games was kind of a virtual world into the books and cartoons that I grew up loving. There was this video game I played on my computer way back in the day. I don't even remember it, but it was kind of like an alternate universe kind of thing. Don't know what it's called. Wouldn't be able to find it. I just know it was on floppy disk.
Do you remember anything else about it? Or?
It was very colorful. And it was kind of like Myst in the sense that you had to... It would give you like levels, like it was kind of an urban universe,
Right.
and it was very eye popping, and you would like get into the level and look for clues to get out of it to the next thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to identify it then.
Yeah, I'd know it if I saw it.
Right.
But I mean, I was like 11, so I don't remember that. But I didn't get my first console until I was 13. My mom was working at KB Toys, and she bought me a Game Boy Advance.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, and the first game she bought me was this Tom and Jerry platforming game. And I played that pretty avidly. I got to beat up enemies and stuff like that. But I didn't really get into video games until I was dating Josh, and that was something we did together. He had an Xbox 360, so I really liked Fable 2. And still to this day, it's the only game I've had the patience to beat.
Have you tried Fable 3 out?
I have Fable 3, haven't played it yet, because I honestly don't have enough patience for video games to sit there for hours and hours and play. But one game I liked playing with Josh was Resident Evil 5.
Yes.
Yes.
I like 4 better, but 5 is good.
I loved 5, and we played on every difficulty that there was. It was a great thing for us to do together. But right now, well, I just got a PS2 for Christmas, and I have Maureen just bought me Silent Hill 2.
Oh, nice.
Which is fantastic, but I'm stuck and there's nothing but fog.
Yeah, there's nothing but fog right now. I watched her play it, and I don't have any experience with Silent Hill, but I do kind of know what the series is about.
It's creepy spoopy.
It's creepy spoopy.
But I mean, so I only have the PS2, the Xbox 360, my Game Boy Advance, and I have my 3DS, which I absolutely love. And I'm obsessed with Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yes.
As well as Monster Hunter 3.
I beat the first Silent Hill game. Only the first ending though. I didn't have the patience to go back and do all the other ones.
That was on PlayStation, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just can't get. I don't like the controls of Silent Hill 1 and 2 enough to keep playing.
I'm not sure I like the controls either. When we played, we had to switch from 3D controls to 2D controls.
And
yeah.
That actually it helped a lot.
But I mean, when you're running in Silent Hill 2, you can't turn the camera to where you're running
because it's a fixed camera. Yeah, which is
that just drives me nuts when I'm playing it.
Hopefully Silent Hills, when that comes out.
So fucking excited. I still want... I'm dying to see you play PT.
Oh, I played a little bit of it, and I'm sure when I play it again, the experience is going to change, but it's really cool.
I saw a video for PT on YouTube, like a walkthrough, and fucking fell in love with it. But when it comes to PC gaming... Five Nights at Freddy's. Fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. I love it. Not very good at it, but I mean, I love any sort of horror game or whatever.
Yeah, so, you're big into the horror genres.
Horror games, horror movies, horror books, anything. I mean, we went to see a haunted house together, and Steve had his hood up the entire time. Just
it was more for comfort, less for being terrified out of my mind. But
that poor couple, I was up their ass the entire time.
So, I have an anime suggestion for you later. Remind me.
Okay.
By the way, you being a timid Audino, you don't seem to mind the cursing too much.
No, I don't. But anyway, so I guess now that you've talked about yours, I'll talk about my video game experience.
Why would we want to hear that?
I may be timid, but I can still fight you.
I'd love to see you take them on.
So, growing up, I didn't really discover video games until Pokemon came about, and Pokemon, I forget whether the TV show aired first or whether the games came out in America first. I honestly forget.
About the same time.
I just remember my friends having all the cards.
Yeah.
And so in 3rd grade, Pokemon had just started to take off, and it quickly became like the thing everyone was talking about. And I found out that they were games that you could play, and I told my parents for my ninth birthday that I really wanted a Game Boy Color and a Pokemon game. So for my ninth birthday, and they gave me this game 2 days early. That's why I still remember it. They gave me 2 days before my birthday because my class was going on a field trip, and they wanted me to be able to play this on the field trip. They gifted me in the morning before I went to school Game Boy Color. It was the special Pikachu one with a copy of Pokemon Yellow, and I was so ecstatic, and I brought it to school and I set it up beforehand. I put the batteries in it on the bus, and I was playing it, and people were telling me, oh yeah, you know, get this Pokemon, you know, catch a Pidgey before you go to the first gym. And I was so happy to be able, yeah, that was my first Pokemon game, and I played Pokemon Yellow.
Those kids were fucking scrubs.
Yeah. And I played Pokemon Yellow for, you know, ages and ages, and I got Red and Blue after that. But that's where my obsession with Pokemon started, and look at me, almost, like, fucking 17 years later. Like, yeah, I'm grown out now. And, my obsession for Pokemon still stands, but I had a Game Boy Color, and then I found out about the Pokemon games on the Nintendo 64, so I got a Nintendo 64 for my birthday the next year. And I just was a straight Nintendo kid all the way. Game Boy Advance, GameCube, SP I got from an ex. He gave me his SP because it had the backlight, and I was able to play more games on that. And I had, and then I got my Wii in 2006, back when it was a big deal because the Wii was shorted when it first came out.
We got ours. When it was a big deal.
Oh my god. Yeah, and everyone was so excited about the flippin' Wii because they're like, motion controls!
I don't really like the Wii, honestly. Out of all the
and we ended up being the most underwhelming console. There are some good things about it, but
the only game I liked on the Wii was Kirby's Epic Yarn.
And it's so cute.
It's so adorable! Oh my gosh!
I am not going to say I hate the Wii, I don't like the motion controls too much. I enjoyed some of the library of the Wii. It's the unfortunate thing is the Wii had a lot of shovelware.
Yeah, which killed it ultimately.
I can understand why it was popular, because it was something, you know, interactive.
Yeah.
You know, to do. It was a family friendly console for people to do.
And I feel like that's one of the reasons why people still argue, oh, Nintendo's kitty shit. No,
Nintendo is shit for everyone.
Right.
You know, the whole point of the Wii was that, you know, you could play games with your mother or your father or your grandmother or your 3-year-old sibling.
What was less successful, the Wii or the GameCube?
Oh, the GameCube was way more successful. I mean, the Wii sold more units because, again, family friendly. Yeah. But I think the GameCube as a whole had better games on it. And the GameCube, to this day, is my favorite console ever.
It had the best controller.
It had the best controller, and
they're still putting shit out.
And it was portable. You know, I could pack all of my GameCube stuff into a little box and take it with me over to my friend's house. Whereas my Nintendo 64, I had this huge carrying case for it, and it was a clunky, wide monster.
The GameCube is such an underrated console, though.
It really kind of is.
It really is.
GameCube love. But yeah, and so growing up, I was straight Nintendo, and it wasn't until I got to high school that I discovered what DDR was, and I got myself a PlayStation 1 and a dance mat and DDR Kona Mix, which I think was the second one to be released in the US, because the first one was just called Dance Dance Revolution.
I'm not coordinated enough for Dance Dance Revolution.
And so you're with a large population of people who aren't.
I mean, I can do it on medium, but barely.
I can do it on light.
My favorite song is what, Rock Over Beethoven or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. Whatever that one is.
Yeah. I also like Bag, but I could not complete that.
That was all me and my friends played when we were in high school. You know, we'd go to the local mall and the arcade, and we'd put our quarters up there to hold our spot. You know,
Holyoke Mall. Whenever me and my friends from high school would hang out at the Holyoke Mall, we'd spend at least 2 hours playing DDR and Soul Calibur.
Yep, Soul Calibur 2.
In fact, we had a video game club that was overrun by the kids who wanted to play Soul Calibur, and it almost ruined our game club because nobody wanted to play anything Fucking Soul Calibur.
That's like kind of when Smash Bros came around. Smash Bros Brawl came out, and that's all anybody wanted to play was Brawl, and nobody wanted to play anything
Brawl
else.
is amazing, so it doesn't matter. Soul Calibur gets old.
But yeah, continuing that, I'm so excited because, you know, I got my Xbox 360 2 years ago, and I played a lot of games on that, but I didn't realize, you know, most of the games I wanted were on Steam, and I didn't have a computer able to run I had a really shitty computer up until, like, the middle of last year when my mom splurged for me, and she was like, I have a lot of points in the Dell Rewards program, let me help get you a new computer. And so now I have a beautiful desktop that can run anything. I can run Skyrim in HD with like 30 plus mods on it, and it runs wonderfully, and I'm so happy that I can play all these things here. A lot of visual ones.
Hey,
a lot of visual aesthetic mods, you know.
I forgot to mention that another one of my current obsessions is Dark Souls, and now that you have a computer that can run it, you should try out Dark Souls.
No, I shouldn't. I will hate myself.
Come
Wait,
on.
well, how much is Dark Souls? Is that free?
No.
Oh.
And now, so a lot of my favorite games, Pokemon is obviously the big one. I'm a big fan of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'm so happy that my favorite gen got remade. Really important to me. I've been playing through Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I've got 60 plus hours in Binding of Isaac Rebirth. No intention of stopping. I've easily put over 300 hours into Skyrim. Just on the 360, not even the Steam version. When I had my 360, I would play Skyrim all the time.
I still have to play that. I have it. I haven't played it. I got it for Christmas.
Is there anything that we're excited about?
Anything that we're excited about coming up for video games in the next year? Friggin', like, last year was such a good year for releases.
Oh, hell yes.
That, you know, with Smash and Pokemon, and those were the big two, and they came out on the same day, which was crazy. What were you thinking, Nintendo? What I'm excited about for this year, with the new Legend of Zelda game coming out for the Wii U, and them saying it's going to be more of an open world exploration thing, this might be the game that gets me into Legend of Zelda.
Do it.
Because I don't like the dungeon crawling. I don't. I like being able to explore and go wherever, and if it's going to be a Skyrim-like Zelda game, I mean,
come on, it's gotta be better than Skyward Sword.
I can't say anything about Skyward Sword because I don't know it. So I'm a bit excited for the Zelda game, but that's the only one I can think of right now that I'm excited for.
I'm excited about Bloodborne, which, if you haven't heard about, is essentially Dark Souls during the Middle Ages, or maybe a little bit further than that. It's farther enough along to have guns, but distant enough to have plague doctors.
Oh boy! So we have Middle Ages Dark Souls. That's
I'm
cool.
excited for the Binding of Isaac DLC.
Yes, Afterbirth.
I'm excited for the next Terraria update and the new Terraria game. I'm excited about the new Legend of Zelda Natch. I'm excited for the possibility of a new Fallout and Elder Scrolls game.
Because they keep teasing that, Fallout 4 is going to be in Boston, and we're like, hey, Boston, that's near us.
And I'm excited about the potential fucking... Oh, I just had it. Where did it go?
Silent Hills.
Well, yeah, Silent Hills, but there's one more. Battlefront 3. Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Boop.
Well, for me, I don't have a PS4, unfortunately. But I'm excited. I'm excited about Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Because, yes. Are you even going to be able to sit through that?
I don't know. Depends on how much Kojima was serious about the whole shitting your pants thing.
I don't even care if I'm not playing it. I just want to watch you play.
You just want to watch us play it because it's going to be crazy.
I'll tie you to the couch and
we'll just all come over and watch you play and turn all the lights off.
Yep.
And I will sit there crying.
It's okay.
I'll cuddle you.
We'll hold you.
Oh my gosh. So this is our vlog today. This is all about video games and the games that we love. What video games do you love? How do video games affect your life? Discuss in the comments below or tweet at me on Twitter at Freyachi.
You can tweet at me too, but you need to be accepted into my followers list because of stuff.
His Twitter is NarfVader2,
Yes.
and Grace's Twitter is @deadfishies.
Follow my Tumblr. It's
I will
better.
put all of them in the links for you, so you can go check us out if you like what you heard from us. And have a good day.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, she's awesome.
And add my Snapchat, too. Because I need people to send pictures of cats, too.
Oh my,
Have a good night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.